Good morning, everybody. This is your daily reminder to get out and get some vitamin D and to walk with the Lord. I have your daily Bible verse today is Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all ways acknowledge him and he shall direct thy paths. I had my pastor recently was talking about one of the other verses where talks about the Lord being a light unto your path, and he talked about, or a lamp unto your path, and he talks about how with a lamp you might only be able to see the few steps or one step in front of you, and that's where our faith comes in, is just taking that next step. I had posted last couple weeks ago, I was in my mind, I was having anxiety over some financial stress, and I just kind of heard from the Lord not to hide my fear from my kids, because I need to show them how to handle fear and how to handle stress and how to handle those times in our lives where things feel unsure. And I think I said something along the lines, because I'm going to show her what to do, what I'm going to do next with that fear is just get up every single day and take that next best step. That's what you do when you're going through anxiety, and just really diving in and having faith. And I was in church yesterday, and we had a lovely guest pastor, and she's in her 40s like me, and she was just going through some things and explaining her journey to Christ. And it just led me to some thoughts about how we are all still growing in Christ. Even, people who've been in church their whole lives, we still have so much more. There's just so much more to know, so much more to learn, and so much room to keep growing your faith. And one of the things that's kind of like I get corrective feedback from the things that I say was when I was talking about how I had some fear, and God wanted me to show my kids my fear so that they could see what I did next. And there's a little corrective feedback that I received in church. It's not what I do next, it's what he does through me. And taking out that self-reliant ego aspect of what we are called to do, and having faith really has to take your ego out of it, because through me, I've got myself here, right? I've got myself to the point where I do have anxiety, and I do have wobbly financial security and things like that, and I'm not always sure every single day what I need to do, but through my faith and just keep deepening that faith, I'm gonna watch what he does through me. And that's how we have to approach things, is taking that ego out, because when we have our ego guiding our steps, we basically have a broken compass. And I have talked about this with my kids where I tell them that Jesus is your compass. And if you start using your own ego and your own, even if you're very highly skilled and think you know everything, which I think a lot of us fall into, your compass is broken. So you have to realign that compass every single day, pointing your mind and your heart toward Christ, so that you are following where that next step is going to be from that faith position, not from me thinking and spinning my wheels constantly about what am I going to do. Taking that deep breath, aligning your purpose, aligning your compass to Christ. That is the goal every single day, getting your heart back to where you trust and have faith. And I'm out walking, and I joke and say I'm walking on purpose. Sometimes people will stop me and think I'm like broken down on the highway. And they're like, do you need a ride? And I'm like, no, I'm walking on purpose. So that's the message today, is walk on purpose and align your heart and your compass toward that moral center, that guide, and you won't get lost. I hope you guys have a great day. Love you.